One of the big upsets at the Academy Awards last week was in the Best Actress category. Meryl Streep passed over in favour of Geraldine Page, who may well have been honoured as much for her long and distinguished career as her role in The Trip to Bountiful. But without taking away from Miss Page, there's no doubt that Meryl Streep still emerges as the dominant figure among Hollywood actresses, with 2 Academy Awards and 4 other nominations for Academy Awards in just the last 8 years. Sidney Pollack, Best Director of the Best Picture, told the audience quite frankly that his Out of Africa just couldn't have made it without Meryl's special magic. And Meryl herself, in an interview with us 3 years ago, summed up the whole Academy Award syndrome with a couple of well-chosen words. It's kind of crazy, she said, like trying to compare the clown act to the elephant act to the naked lady. We met Ms Streep in Paris, where she was promoting the movie that would win her Best Actress, Sophie's Choice. She was very pregnant, very tired from all the running around, but it was a rare moment, well worth recalling.
Right, camera roll 10, camera A. Camera B.
Take it too stiff.
Okay.
In fact, you must be very, very tired because you've done interview after interview. You're getting tired of that.
Well, I'm tired because I'm pregnant, I think. More than any other reason. Kind of takes all the...
How the heck are you going to find a balance between what is obviously a very strong maternal instinct and your professional energy?
I don't know. If anybody has any suggestions how to do it, I'd be willing to take them all.
Would you like to ever have to...
I don't know how to do it.
Sophie, donne-moi sourire un peu.
All that weird mixture of sophistication and savage lack of it the European opening night can offer. Not the sort of night out in Paris that this unpretentious 36-year-old New Yorker would prefer. But that's all part of the job. The job of acting.
The great thing about acting is that you can live another life, but not really. You can go through the most dramatic of circumstances and test your will and your strength and your character and every other thing, but not really. I mean, you can come to the brink of death, but not really. And how many people, I mean, in your own life you take those risks and, you know, you actually might fall over the cliff or something, but in acting there's always the end of the day and you go home and have dinner. To me, that's having it all.
Meryl Streep's nomination for the 1986 Oscars was for this role, as Danish aristocrat and writer Karen Blixen in Out of Africa.
Do you have a gun?
She won't like the smell of you.
Shoot it.
She's had breakfast.
Streep didn't win, but Out of Africa did.
Please shoot her.
No, let's give her a moment.
Oh, my God, shoot her.
It was voted Best Picture, and no one doubts a big factor in that win was Streep's characteristically brilliant performance.
Just how much closer did you expect to let her come?
A bit.
I like to play act. I like to pretend. I like to make believe.
Do you ever find
like a kid, you know?
Is it a bit awesome on occasions that people have such high expectations of you?
It hasn't been awesome yet. For me, it's difficult to get carried away with the headiness of it. Most of it is so mundane. The moments that you fly, where you really lift off, are real few and rare and on a set, on a day, and they have to be guarded, you know. They still happen for me. As soon as that goes away, then I'll get out.
Mary Louise Streep was born in middle-class New Jersey. She was never an all-American beauty. Quite where Meryl sprang from, nobody seems to know. One minute she wasn't there, the next she was.
I came to it slowly because it took me a long time to really figure out that it was a worthwhile thing to do with my life. It always seemed frivolous to me, from the outside. Show business.
But now you regard it as a serious art, a serious profession.
Some parts of it are. Some parts of it are silly. But the thing itself is certainly, I mean, I need it in my own life like food.
In retrospect, it was probably the demanding role of Sarah in The French Lieutenant's Woman that established Meryl Streep as a leading actress. And whether she likes it or not, a Hollywood movie star.
It's hard to really believe there are any movie stars anymore. I don't believe in them. When I think of movie stars, I know what we're talking about, and it's something in 40 years ago or 50 years ago.
So you don't think of yourself that way? Even when other people use phrases like the
I think they
greatest
use that
actress of her
phrase. I
time.
think they use that phrase. Oh, I don't mind that one. That one I don't mind at all. But I think people use the word movie star for lack of another category to put us all into now, movie actors today. Because real movie stars, there are not now. I don't think.
To play part of Nazis. Especially...
all the stars, then and now, reluctant or otherwise, ultimately find themselves dragged here after a Parisian premiere. Indeed, to get a table at Maxime's, the last word in posh nosheries, you either have to be a star or at least be with one. I mean, they couldn't possibly get decent photographs of either being jostled and throwing each other around. But they do it on the off chance of just that one shot. That's all they think they need.
It's not. It's more hostile than that because they never take just one shot.
Yeah.
They do follow you and continue. And if you stop and give them a picture, I don't know, it's such a silly thing. It's something you're not prepared for at all in real life.
It's pretty obvious that Meryl Streep's mixed feelings about stardom are genuine. Are you finding it more and more difficult to regard yourself as an ordinary person when you consider the way you're treated? Do you still feel ordinary?
Well, yes, I feel more ordinary. I feel silly.
Her widely acclaimed dramatic range has won her all sorts of awards. But this dedicated actress denies there are winners and losers in her art.
In the Academy Awards, they bunch up Tootsie versus Gandhi versus The Verdict. It's kind of crazy. I mean, it's like saying, well, is the clown act better than the elephant act, or did you like the naked women, you know? And somebody's going to vote for the naked women, somebody's going to vote for the clown, and kids will vote for the clowns. And then they say one is the best picture.
It is good land, enough for all, but they must not fight about it.
After only 9 years in the movies, it's a case of pick your superlative.
You must make them understand that I will not be here to speak for them.
Magic Meryl, Marvellous Meryl, Meryl the Magnificent. But Meryl Streep herself is dedicated not to Hollywood, but to serious role-playing.
Me and yourself?
You will have some money. Enough, I think.
And if the role demands a tricky foreign accent, she thrives on it.
Do you remember how it was on safari? In the afternoons, I would send you ahead to look for a camp, and you would wait for me.
You regard it as a great mimic.
Yeah, you want me to do you? No, I'm just kidding.
That would be asking too much. Could you try an Australian accent? I mean, you've been listening to me for some
I
time.
could try, but I don't know. It would be fun.
We'll try it now.
No, I won't. I mean, I've actually been listening to you, to what you were saying and not how you were saying it. If I were trying to mimic you, I'd listen to only the sounds you were making and I'd study that.
So in this case, the accent
I've been sort of paying attention this time, believe it or not.
That's a compliment anyway. But you weren't actually listening to the accent. But would it be a difficult accent, do you think?
No.
For someone who has to deal in accents?
No, and
the
it's
way
got
you
a
do?
couple of really wonderful sounds.
Well, can we try those?
I don't think I can do it, but the way that you make an ooh sound, that's true. True.
When she won the Best Actress Award for Sophie's Choice in 1983, they said Meryl Streep was Sophie, the Polish survivor of Auschwitz. Even the film's director, Ellen J. Pakula, was amazed at her ability to act out the most harrowing of human emotions.
After seeing her act and working with her, I came to the conclusion that perhaps she's the most mysterious of all the actors I've worked with, because to create that character first and then inhabit it and then be is extraordinary acting. There's acting of the most mysterious and wondrous kind.
Do you think it's silly to say, as has been said about her, that she's one of the finest actors that we've ever seen, ever likely to see?
I don't think it's silly at all. I think it's a total reality.
Paris doing it differently for the stars again. Nothing as rowdy or undignified as a press conference, but rather a press déjeuner in one of the city's more elegant dining rooms. You seemed to be almost angry once when you said that people seem to feel that Jane Fonda was about the only actress around who worried about things and had strong thoughts and views. You obviously have some yourself.
Yes, I do, but I wasn't angry because I was jealous that everybody just thought Jane had ideas and I have ideas too, you know. Why doesn't somebody ask me my ideas? In America, I've had maybe 123 interviews, and they talk about my work and they talk about my life, but they never ask me anything about gosh, it's hard to say the word politics, you know, because they're so afraid that, ew, you know, maybe you'll be like Jane Fonda or Vanessa Redgrave and everybody will get turned off and won't buy their magazine. In Europe, there has not been one journalist that has not asked me a political question, as if it was just another bone in my body, that, you know, that it was expected that I'd have a political opinion.
What views would you express?
Well, yes,
What
I'm
are they?
very worried about the nuclear threat to the Earth. I don't want to also, in an interview like this, be thought of as yet another American movie star who doesn't have a brain or a care in the world for the world, and I do.
But when you talk about these things in America, nobody bothers to print them.
Not really. It's not upbeat enough. It smacks of life, real life, a little bit too much.
Or that maybe they think they've been once bitten and twice shy by people like Jane Fonda and Vanessa Redgrave.
Maybe it's that, or maybe it's they just want movie stars to just be movie stars, you know? Joan Crawford never talked about the bomb. And neither did Greta Garbo or anybody, any of them. Why can't we just have the world we used to have? But we don't. It's different.
Meryl Streep says she works as hard at being normal off camera as she does at her harrowing heroine roles on camera. In person, it's obvious she can leave the celluloid world way behind. She's almost disarmingly human.
I can't play my violin unless they make the music for me to play. So
In other words, if the roles are there, you'll keep
if the
playing.
roles are there, and I don't, you know, gain 150 pounds with each child, I can go on for a little while. But I do think that the life of an actress is a bit shorter than that of the men, if you've noticed. I'm no fool.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.